Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Mr. Brother Connect from the city of Indianapolis camp. I want to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. The water star apostle, Elder Great Millstone, and teacher, Ruel. Peace, better safe to the whole full pushing this truth week in, week out. The sincerity, charity, and in love, and the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, and Shai, through the four corners of the earth. All right. I'm going to the book of Obadiah, man, because a lot of the things in the book of Obadiah is the things that we're talking about, and we are in the time of prophecy. Well, that's been in the time of prophecy. We have to be teaching prophecy, putting it out there, man, for our people, for the elect, I'll start at the top. So the visit of Obadiah does say the Lord power concerning Edom. All right, Edom is the biblical name for the so-called white man. And so we had heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. It says, arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen that I greatly despise. All right, then it's going into Edom, man. And that ambassador is Yahweh Shai. All right. And those heathen nations are anybody who are not a part of the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, it says, behold, thee are small among the heathen that are greatly despised. All right, the so-called white man is greatly despised. All right, the hand is given to the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and the white man is the so-called wicked, man. And he's been revealed day by day, of him being the wicked that the Lord is talking about in the scriptures, man. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. All right, and then that's the pride of so-called Esau, man. That's the pride of Esau. Their pride is all high. They believe that nothing will happen to them, man. That's their pride. All right, it says the cleft for the rocks. All right, because it says the cleft for the rocks, whose habitation is high. All right, and if you look at the so-called white man characteristics, when he builds his infrastructure, what does he do? He builds tall buildings. That's what he likes to be, all right? In the clefts of the mountains, man. All right? It says, whose habitation is high, who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right. They believe that nothing can touch them, man. All right, they believe that they are the greatest thing that the earth has ever seen, man. All right, they believe they're even better than the chosen tribes, man. All right, they said, who going to bring me down to the ground? Who going to stop us? All right, we are this great power in earth. Who can fuck with us? Excuse my language. Who can mess with us? Who can deal with us, man? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, all right, and when you think of the characteristics of an eagle soars very high and looks down upon everybody else, man, as prey. All right, the elder Nakal brought a beautiful point out about the eagle he had studied. The eagle never looks up because he doesn't have a sense or a mindset that anything is above him, and that's the characteristics of Esau, man. All right, they think they're above everything, man, but the Lord has a complete different scenario for him coming, man. It says, and thou that sitteth thy nest among the stars, right, with the so-called space stations and satellites. He think that nothing's going to happen. He think that his generation is going to go on forever and ever. He's going to rule forever and ever. All right, but the Lord is going to usher in the nation of Israel, man. All right, and not soon, but very soon. Our time is up. Their time is up. We're up next, and we shall rule forever. It says, thence will bring thee down, saith the Lord. The Lord's going to bring you down, man. So even though you come up against us, men of the Lord, all right, the Lord is the one that's going to bring you down. The Lord is the one that's going to repay that vengeance that we deserve. The Lord is the one that's going to have our back, man. It says, if thieves came to thee if robbery by night, how art thou cut off? It said, would they not have stolen till they have had enough? All right, those question marks is, those are question marks because no. All right, they would never have enough, man. They got to take it all. They got to go over and take everybody's land, take everybody's heritage, take everybody's money. They want to rule the world, man, forever. But this paradise is built for us, man, as the Lord told us, man. It says if the grape shearers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? All right. That question mark also, man, because in the ancient days, the Israelite custom was to leave the grapes for the poor. All right, but so-called Esau leaves nothing on the table for nobody else. It says, the scripture calls him, he's a greedy dog, man. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right, it says, all the men of thy confederacy brought thee even to the border. All right, those men of the confederacy are your Ehelians, the people who are in league with America, your so-called treaties, allies. All right, it says, I brought thee to the border, the men that were at peace with thee, right, because they signed these so-called peace treaties to be at peace with each other for nuclear peace. They pretty much, shake hands to be friends. It says, or at peace with thee, have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. All right. They that have it's like it. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Right, because all these nations are going to turn against this so-called place, man, Babylon, man, which is America. All right. These nations are going to turn against you. All right, that's they're trapped. Just like you did, man. You signed all those treaties, you signed all those peace deals. And what did you do? You turned around and waged war. All right? You pretty much have waged war throughout the whole earth. Nothing is untouched by the so-called white man, except for the stars and the depths of the seas, like Yahushua said, man. It says, there is none understanding in him. It says, shall I not in a day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom? And the understanding out of the mount of Esau? So the Lord will tell you what, man. All right, it says, and thy mighty man, O Tillman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy you, man. It says every one may be cut off by slaughter. All right, and this is a prophecy. First you're going to go into slavery. You're going to start hardcore slavery as you made us do. And then guess what? You're going to be, it's like your line is going to be completely cut off by slaughter, man. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. All right? And Jacob is us, man. All right, the violence you've done against us, the atrocities you've done against our people. There's so many we can't even, and there's so many that we don't even know them all. All the atrocities you have done against us, man. And the shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right, so the Lord is going to completely cut you off forever, man. It says, in the day thou stoodest out on the other side, in the day the strangers carried away captives, his forces and foreigners entered into the gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was one of them. All right, yeah, the day we went into slavery, man. You was a part of that, It says, but thou should have not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Right. You was all glad, the day we was going down, you was all geeked up, man. It says, but thou should have not have, no, it says, a stranger, neither should thou have rejoiced in the children, over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should have thou have spoken proudly in a day of distress. Yeah, really. Look at them now. Look at how when people are going down. Now we on top. That you have people out there. When they see so-called rulers and stuff going to catch a hell, when they see somebody fall, it says Thou should have not entered into the gates of the people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou should have not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor lay hands on their substances in the day of their calamity. Yeah, because they destroyed all our records. They destroyed all our artifacts. They destroyed everything we had, man. All right, they destroyed everything that tied us to being Israelites, man. It says, neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Right. All right. That's self-explanatory right there. Neither should have thou had delivered up those uh, of his that did remain in the days of distress. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen nations, because all these heathen nations have had a hand in our downfall and our destruction, man. So the Lord is for the Esau was just at the top of the list, man. But all you heathen nations are going to get it. All you heathen nations are going to go into slavery. All right, for what you've done to the Lord's people. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. All right, thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Everything you did, you're going to get back, man. The Lord is about balance. It says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Yeah, you're gonna be at the time of this. We're gonna be kicking y'all. You're gonna look, man. It's gonna be the worst time for y'all, man. All right, we're gonna be on top. We're gonna rule. All right, you're gonna pay tribute to us. You're gonna be our slaves and handmaids. All right. It says, but upon the Mount Zion shall be delivered, and this is what we're waiting on, man. And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessors. That lets you know right there, man. Because who possessed us? Are the so-called white men along with you other heathen nations, man. Just under the so-called white men, we served hardcore slavery, man. It says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau shall be stubble. You're going to be nothing, man. And they shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. So we're going to totally destroy you, man. Like you tried to do us, but the Lord didn't let that happen, man. It says, for the Lord have spoken it, all right? And they in the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the field, the fields of Ephraim, and Ephraim, the fields of the Samarias, and Benjamin shall possess Galilee, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarpath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sephard, shall possess the cities of the south, and the survivors shall come upon the Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So the Lord gonna give us these possessions, all right, and we're gonna judge Esau, man. All right, we're gonna rule. We're gonna be total rulers over all you nations, man, and all these lands. All right, and this is what we're believing. This is what we're waiting, and this is what we're geeked up about. That these things are, that the other prophecies are coming forth. That this may come to pass, man. All right, this is coming too. All right, so Esau, the so-called white man, all right, get ready to get your ass chained up. All right, get ready to serve hardcore slavery, man. Are you ready to get your behinds beat, man? All right, and the heathen nations too, man. All you heathen nations, get ready for this, man. All right, the Lord said it's a righteous thing for us to meditate terror. You're gonna be terrified. All right, in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, because you're gonna really get it the way you gave it to us. We're just not gonna do anything unrighteously to you. But other than that, man, we're gonna be kicking y'all ass, man. All right. So Lord willing, is edified to the body. Hey, with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. The water our apostles and teach rule well. Peace, best, safety, and hopefully that pushing this truth week in, week out. And sincerity, charity, and love, and the spirit, how about Shema Shabbat when the floor comes to the earth. With that, I want to say shalom.